legend status. Ask about the name. I've been putting in work, collecting the fame. Up in the stat while they watching the 10 in the game. Either you in it or just a critic, man, we ain't the same. I'm focused on making this history until my top 5 list this list of me.
So I had a very interesting meeting today. So I was at 5 JBR today morning. I haven't been to JBR in a while. Maybe because it didn't seem as interesting. But then I keep telling you that I share my experiences and I'm constantly learning. So today I was lucky enough to meet the CFO of Rolls-Royce, and so he was staying at 5 Lux JBR, and so we were having a conversation about Singapore as a market, right? Where he was like, Zohaib, now Singapore is not like before. They've stopped residency. Apart from the stamp duty, there's another tax on cash down. And so it was so funny. He's like, Zohaib, Google the price of a Toyota Yaris in Singapore, and I was like Googling it. It was 426,000 for a Toyota Yaris in Singapore. And he was like, so I'm trying to probably start liquidating a few assets, bring it down to Dubai, again build a portfolio over here. So this I've heard a lot, that Dubai is where Singapore was 10 years ago, so it's on that growth spurt. So he was like, I don't think even investors should take advantage of this whole golden visa thing, because once it stops, it stops. So people who had the opportunity to get a residency in Singapore, they have it, and those who don't. The most important point is, he was like, see, now let's say his juniors, they earn around, let's say, $8,000 to $10,000. They cannot afford a good home unless they'll be mortgaged for life. And neither do they want to live in the housing provided by Singapore, because they don't have nice facilities like a pool, gym, access to something like this. That's what everyone wants at this stage, right? You need to sell a lifestyle. So he was like, Zohaib, and I was like, this particular area, now that was my perspective. He's like, it's now at like 7,000 dirham per square foot. You've missed the boat. He's like, that depends on your angle, Zohaib, because for me, I'm not someone who's looking to flip. I'm looking to hold. 10 years down the line, this was just 7,000 square foot. I'm telling you, Zohaib, it'll go towards the 10-12,000 dirham per square foot. Have you studied Dorchester collection? I'm like, I have studied. What's the price now? 12,000 dirham per square foot. He's like, I would invest here. And then I'm telling him, listen, I told him, sir, why? Let's just go around. Let's understand the coastline, and there are opportunities. For example, Omniath is coming up over here, right? So this is the first plot, right? I think we started off with, on the other side as Marcus is about a year ago, when the prices were 1,800 per square foot. Now we're touching 3,000. Two extremely important products, which I'm going to go on a session, a tour with him. I want to explain this. Omniath, I want to explain Rashid Yachts and Marina. Now, Rashid Yachts and Marina, you can see those buildings over there, those low-rise buildings. An entire community is being built by Emaar at this stage. So we need to identify, again, I've explained clearly, it's not all the products that make sense. There are a few products that make sense. Now, why am I involving this in the 1 to 2 million dirham investment? If you have 1 to 2 million dirhams to invest, don't invest in the wrong products. I missed a point. So what is important about this entire Singapore situation is, I think 1/4 of the population in Singapore are Indians, all right? Now, these Indians, it's an example, I'm giving an example, who live in Singapore, they don't want to go back to India because their kids they cannot adjust to the same lifestyle. So one of their first options is Dubai. Now, this is one example of Singapore. I can give you similar examples of US, UK, Europe, maybe in following session Dubai. These are indicators, positive indicators of the market. Apart from the fact that, I don't know if you saw the news report of US signing this $1 trillion agreement with regards to AI with US, very important information. UAE becoming a nuclear power. So these are economic indicators. Apart from this, when I hear it from the horse's mouth, like information like this, where someone is coming, he's coming with a substantial value, he is liquidating his assets and moving to a place, And then he's giving me information of an entire segment in Singapore. This is real time information. This is what he was telling me. Zoeb, I don't care about what I see in the news. I care about what I see. I'm at 5 JB at this stage. I love the crowd. I was sitting at the pool area. The people I met, the conversations I had, the food I'm having, the lifestyle I'm living. This is what Dubai has to offer, the lifestyle. So coming back to point, two very important products. One is Omniat. Now, why I'm calling this the 1 to 2 million investment, where should you invest? These are interesting opportunities. Why it's on a 50-50 payment plan. The prices are steep, but if you want to make a product, see, in certain countries, like for example in India, Pakistan, if you invest in a property, it's an appreciating asset, it's a safe investment. Dubai investment is like a Nvidia stock, right? It's if you invest in the wrong stock, it can depreciate. There are some developers who don't exactly have the highest quality. They're not a part of the best location. Again, an example, I met somebody from Canada. It's perfect. He just landed last Sunday and he had an exact idea of where he wanted to invest. He was like, Zohaib, I want to be near downtown Dubai, 10-kilometer radius. Downtown Dubai will always remain the center. It's an extremely important destination. Make that your ground point. If someone tells you south of Dubai, no, that is not reality. You need to stick to the standards. Coastline is 5% land opportunity. Everything else is 95%. So this is the zone 1 and the zone 2 I've discussed in my video, where I've explained all the villa communities. I've divided Dubai into 6 zones. This is zone 1. This is the coast. This is 5% of the land. This will always remain prime. Now, again, from the horse's mouth, he was like, okay, the advantage of JBR. So we were sitting in 5 JBR, and he's like, this has the beach. And I was like, okay, look in front of me, there's Blue Water Island. It does not have the beach. Look at Ima. Okay, Ima Beachfront had the beach. Blue Water Island did not have the beach. So this was his perspective. He was like, Zoeb, I went to Blue Water Island. It seemed a little dead. It seemed a bit like a ghost town. I didn't enjoy the vibe. The same thing at Beachfront. I loved that vibe of JBR. Now over there, I explained to him that, okay, there are different kinds of crowds. Some people enjoy that sort of privacy situation where there's not too much of crowd. And some people enjoy the JBR vibe, which is life. You know, there's this crowd, there are people, restaurants, retail, life. And that's a very safe situation to invest in. Because it really helps in return on investment thanks to Airbnb. Now that's another product will be one of the important information we'll be discussing in this video. What's the difference between ROI, ROE and ROA? Return of asset value. How do you estimate the asset value? So let's stick to subject. What is important about this particular product in Saria? I think the fact that it's the first plot means you get, do you see the downtown skyline view? It's one of those rare buildings where you get a downtown skyline view and the sea view and Rashid Yachts and Marina view, and eventually there will be Dubai Islands over there as well. So there are a few floor plans that make sense. There's a type 2A, again corner unit with downtown view and sea view. There's a type 2C, it's a duplex. That's an interesting floor plan. And then the 3 beds. So we're looking at the type 2A was starting at around 3 million. Then if you look at a 50-50 payment plan, you're investing around 1.5 million in a product like this. Then we can discuss further numbers. That's an interesting investment. The only issue with Rashid Yachts and Marina, if you can increase your budget, of course that's a fantastic product. There's a building coming right at the front. Emaar is probably one of the most easiest no-brainer investments. Omniat also has a phenomenal track record. Dorchester collection, the prices today of Dorchester is much above downtown. Downtown, I think Opera Grand is trading at 3,500 dirham per square foot. Dorchester collection is trading at 12,000 to 15,000 dirham per square foot. So you know, One Palm, any of the Omniat's products you've seen, the prices have increased phenomenally. Beautiful property. Biggest advantage you have is the payment plan. Emaar community, again, extremely safe investment. The only con that you have is the 80-20. So that is not a product for people who can invest 1 to 2 million dirhams. That will be a product for someone like this CFO who has that holding capacity. They hold it. It's a beautiful property. You can see the yachts over here. It's going to be a luxury yacht terminal. There's going to be retail. This entire promenade. There's going to be retail. There's going to be a lot of action, life. That's what. So when the entire Emaar community comes through, you'll have to envision the fact that it's one of those first communities in front of the sea by Emaar, where you'll have retail centers, shops, restaurants, coffee shops, and that brings life, right? That brings the energy. So extremely interesting investment opportunity. Saria by Omniat. Imar is going to come up with a project over there, right at the front. These two are extremely interesting investment opportunities. Now the next one is funny. I'm heading over to Furjan, and then we need to understand the townhouses that are coming up as well. So if you understand these four products, you'll understand what are the interesting investment opportunities. If you'd like to invest in a price bracket between 1 and 2, below 2 million dirhams. Somebody had mentioned this in a comment with me, like, Zoeb, you're dealing with mansions right now. Please discuss products below 2 million. If your investment budget is low, don't force yourself with tier 2 developers in the mask of a tier 1 developer. There are some tier 2 developers. Now, tier 2, I mean by quality, right? Average quality. They will try and instigate you with fancy payment plans, fancy discounts, and all of those fancy amenities. Stick to the basics when it comes to real estate, because you don't want to invest in a depreciating asset. Stick to the basics. Quality, good quality developer, good location, good view. Stick to the basics, and developer is brand name is extremely important in Dubai. It's very difficult to go wrong. Hello. Hi. So it's very difficult to go wrong with this. Yes, it is very difficult. And that's about it. Now let's head over. We are going towards the metro station as well. So that's another interesting investment opportunity. I think that's about it. The only difference, that is tier 2, but a safe investment. I'll explain that product over there. Over here, we're dealing with a cat. And so, who needs food? Sorry. Okay, the most interesting part about this is the 50-50 payment plan that helps you with your investment. Let's head over to the metro station and then the townhouses, what's interesting. And then, of course, you'll have to schedule a call for me to understand how to strategize your investment. Let's head over to Furjan.
Look, everybody got prices and other vices. I took a chance through the dices and got a nice hit. Was on the clock with security running the night shift, and then I got a DM or some change in your life.
You had so much of flack regarding wearing a suit, a 3-piece suit in the palm. That's why I tried the new outfit. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's unprofessional, but today was a Saturday, so I took a chance. See, if you normally, you might have seen me in Dubai, but you won't recognize me because I'm in an oversized t-shirt, a cap and shorts, and my joggers, you know, that's in fact, if you'll always find a pair. If you look at my boot at this stage, you'll always find a pair of joggers, you know. This is, yeah, so that's my comfort zone, you know. So I'm trying to listen to you guys as well, so hence I'm following the comments. They wanted something below 2 million. I think this is a brilliant investment if you have that sort of investment range. Think more long term. Now, another video that's going to hit the market is one of my investors who invested. We bought two bedroom apartments in Creek Quarters in Dubai Creek Harbour. The 2-bed was 2.4 million when we bought it. And that is full water view and full Creek Tower view. Today, without the Creek Tower view, facing the other direction, that patch which is released in Dubai Creek Harbour is at 4 million dirhams. We have straight made a profit of around 1.5 million dirhams in each apartment, right? So that's a beautiful investment. Similarly, in Object 1, I'd invested in a 2-bedroom apartment around 1.4 million dirhams. And that is the product quality is similar to Ellington, you know, that European style. So then that price point made sense. Now at 3,000 dirham per square foot, it is a little challenging. But then it is a bullish market. I'm giving you the indicators along as well in every video that, okay, there are very, very positive indicators. It is a good time to invest, but you need to be a little careful. especially with the wrong locations. Okay, so I think you got it clear, right?
Look, everybody got prices and other vices. I took a chance through the dices and got a nice hit. Was on the clock with security running the night shift. And then I got a DM of some change in your life. Then I wait for it and then I pray for
So,
it.
5 Lux JBR, or 5 as a brand, they've achieved something that not a lot of private developers can achieve. You must understand, they have, of course, invested a lot in quality, but they sell a lifestyle. You need to invest with a developer who just talks about selling a lifestyle, but actually has been successful in selling a lifestyle. Now, some concerns that have been raised by investors were that, see, Imar at a certain phase in time when they initially started, like for example, original Six Towers, Marina Promenade in Dubai Marina, original Six Towers till date has a vibe of Medina Jumeirah, Al Qasr hotels. The construction quality was phenomenal. At some stage, that dropped a bit. If you look at for example, the construction quality in Dubai Hills or Dubai Creek Harbour, the first phase was disappointing for these investors. But now, of course, they're working on it. But why MR still was extremely successful was because they always sold the lifestyle. If they could add construction quality to it, and that is probably why developers like Ellington, Shobha, they came up because probably maybe they couldn't match the community, but the quality of construction really, they really leveled up. So and now Damac, it was a mix of like they didn't like construction quality is not at the highest level, community is not at the highest level, but then they worked on the pricing, the strategy, pricing strategy. So they gave, and because of the location, now see downtown Business Bay. Maybe Business Bay is not as flashy as downtown, but it works. Dubai Hills, Damac Hills. Maybe Damac Hills is not as prime as Dubai Hills, but because it's right next to it, it works. So these are certain factors that you should keep in mind before investing. I can advise you on location, numbers, developers that you should invest with. I'll give you these sheets, and we constantly study the numbers. And when a good opportunity comes, we invest. Jumeirah. So those who live in Dubai, they know that Jumeirah is a lifestyle in itself. It's not exactly freehold; it's local. Jumeirah is a vibe. It's a high-end lifestyle. Very most of the affluent people do enjoy hanging around at Jumeirah. In fact, some of the royal family members have their palaces there as well. So that is why that destination was very important. Now, I'm going to hit onto a bridge called Gam Al Sabqa Street. Now, why this is important is that you see the traffic has been increasing in Dubai, but you can see in Dubai, unlike other countries, because there is no bureaucratic issues, the red tape is less. It's a wonderful leader, a visionary who is constantly working on his country, right? Now there was a problem in traffic in JBR. Now because of the improvement in Gamal Sabka Street today, for example, I was in Arabian Ranches too. First, I thought I'll send a driver and to bring in the client, but that's what I normally do nowadays. But then when he told me he's living in 5 Lux JB, I was like, hey man, I want to see this place. I haven't been here. I've heard a lot about it. I want to see the place. I'll come to you. So I was driving from Arabian Ranches to JBR earlier. It would take me a lot more time because of traffic, not because of the distance. Today I reached in about 20 minutes because of the new Gamal Sabka Street. Now I've seen a boat and I've seen how the government is constantly working on the infrastructure to improve the experience of the tenants, of the residents. So I'll just show you quickly Gamal Sabka. That has really helped in improving the traffic. One of the measures. Some of the other measures are metro stations, so we're going to be seeing that as well. But let's see Gamal Sabka. So it's Garn Al Sabka, not Gam Al Sabka. I kept calling it Gam. The R and the N were connected. Now, if you saw, I just crossed Dubai Marina. I took the Gam Al Sabka exit, and it takes me exactly like 7 minutes. It's showing 6 minutes now, but 6 minutes to Furjan. Now that is why Furjan, I've spoken a lot about Furjan in the past as well, is a destination that is bound to increase. There is a certain cap because, of course, it's not the coastline lifestyle. But I'll explain the cap in the reports and the numbers, that how much profit you can expect in a product like Furjan, and how much investments like an Omnia Saria has no cap, but it depends on the timeline you're ready to hold. At every stage is a different kind of profit you can achieve. I love this, Again, a few months ago when I came over here, there was nothing. Today, all the construction has started. Avenue 4 is in their handover process. People have already made their profit. It's a beautiful building. So if you look at this structure, do you see like the floor to ceiling windows, and then you see the older buildings? You clearly see that we have a strong market for these products. Metro stations right there, and there's Carrefour, there's a medical center, limited stock. Now, this product we're looking, there are two advantages. One is it's a 40/60 payment plan. So for a product around 1.2 million, there is a market. Now, the one beds, is not much of a market when it comes to locations like Maritime City, like ROIM, because we're dealing with a one bed at around 1.8 to 2 million dirhams. So that price is really steep. In those markets, I would target 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, because we can sell it to, you should understand, like, right? The whole process, end to end. We can sell it to a European who's willing to pay a premium for that kind of a product. Over here, if you invest around 1.2, there's a possibility that it can go up to a maximum 1.6, 1.7, because right now JVC has touched a 1.6, 1.7. You've invested around 40% of the value, so you have a little leverage position. You have an advantage over there. So it's a different product, completely different. I'm just doing this for you to understand, okay, 1 to 2 million dirhams where you can potentially invest. These are strong areas that you can invest. Interesting payment plans, good products. Now, this is the last, Avenue 7 is the last product by Nabni. And after this, they're doing Waldorf in Business Base. You must understand their trajectory. It's always been steady, strong, stable, and they're growing. So, beautiful product. Just look at it. Look at that building. You can see it's such a beautiful, strong product, and even if you look at the facilities, so I've been. It's good, but see, this entire location itself has limitations to grow. Over here, I'm not selling lifestyle, I'm selling convenience. The fact that a metro is there. So again, a fun fact, in Singapore, there's no Airbnb. So Dubai has an Airbnb function. So you have tools by which you can maximize your ROI. So hence, it's an interesting product. Lastly, it's townhouses. We have townhouses over here. So due to limitations of time, by the time I reach, let's say, a Sun City or a Nashama town square, it'll get too late. The sun will go. Now townhouses under 2 million again are probably one of the safest products to invest in, because we can take advantage of leverage. You've got interesting payment plans. Like Sun City is a good product. I always invest in developers who have performed. For example, I have seen how the prices have increased in Damak Hills 2, in Damak Lagoons, in Nashama Town Square. Imar, you already know, Imar Dubai Properties, you already know. But these developers have also performed. So invest in developers who have performed. I think apart from, so today we've covered Omniath, Saria by Omniath, we've covered Rashid Johnson Marina, the new project that's coming by EMA. We've covered this Nabni that's coming in front of the metro station. Another area that I will discuss once we schedule a call is Dubai Science Park. There is a developer from Abu Dhabi that's coming called SAS. Now, after Alda is one of the biggest developers in Abu Dhabi. So there are a few interesting projects in Dubai Science Park. Now, Dubai Science Park is one of those areas like, let's say, an Arjan or JVC, but it's at a rock bottom price at this stage. So that's another comparison that you can have. I like having something very strong like the coast, like a metro personally, but that's something that I'll introduce you, I'll explain those numbers. So when we have that call, that will also be in your investment strategy sheet, the numbers of that. What's the ROI? What's the ROE? What's the ROA? So townhouse is also something you'll have to assess, and then based on which investment you resonate with as a person, whether townhouse or an apartment, you proceed with that. That's how it's going to work. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any further questions, do let me know. I enjoyed making this video. Today we covered zone 1 and zone 2. I'll add that video in the link below, where I've divided Dubai into 6 zones, so that you really understand where you invest in. Thank you for watching. Mohammed Zahid.